for its lowest level of housing starts in the last 30 years. Home builders, contractors, and suppliers are struggling. Some are even considering shutting down, and I received a number of phone calls over the last few weeks. If we lose this capacity now, we risk losing the skilled workers and the businesses that we need to actually boost construction. The government had a chance to go all the way to cut GST on all new homes, but chose to go only halfway. Isn't this the time to support all housing starts, not just a few?
Through the chair, initially our goal is to implement this first-time homebuyers tax break. It does affect up to 47,000 homes a year. It's almost $4 billion in GST break, which is very significant right out of the gate. So we want to see this implemented ASAP, and then, if there are next steps needed, we consider
Minister,
those.
we have a housing crisis, so why go halfway and not apply it to all new houses? We're trying to get new houses built for people to be able to buy them. Why go halfway?
Through the chair, we don't have the data that demonstrates that this is only halfway. This is a targeted measure for the market to make it more affordable.
This is only for first-time home buyers. So I wouldn't help, for example, somebody who lost their house because of an affordability crisis. It wouldn't help a young couple that has a condo, wants to buy a house. It doesn't apply to a senior who wants to downsize. It wouldn't apply to all these groups of people that may want to buy a new house. It only applies to first-time home buyers, and at the limited $1 million mark. So why go halfway on the GST rather than apply it to all new houses if we're actually trying to support and boost the industry to build more homes?
A very brief response, please, Minister.
Yes. Well, this is a targeted measure for first-time home buyers, and we have several other tools. I've mentioned Build Canada Homes and the work that Build Canada Homes is going to do to make housing more affordable and build at a scale that is unprecedented. So we're going to see a number of different measures across the housing.
Thank you. We've heard testimony at this committee in the last couple of meetings that condominium pre-sales in Canada's two most stressed housing markets are in absolute free fall. Down 90% in Toronto, down 70%, I believe, in Vancouver. How on earth is your government going to see the level of starts in the years to come when there are no pre-sales today?
Through the chair, thanks to the member for the question. It's certainly a big concern for all of us who are tasked with making housing more affordable in Canada. This supply glut in Toronto and Vancouver has been building for a number of years. This isn't something that the government can solve overnight, but the first-time homebuyers tax break on GST could represent up to 47,000 homes that are purchased by first-time homebuyers getting that $50,000 discount.
Minister, it would seem that the cost of construction is so high that builders cannot build at a price that consumers can afford. This is the legacy of your government. This is a problem that has been creeping in for the last 10 years. You have now sellers who can't sell and buyers that can't buy. Will you're going to need more than what is contained in this bill to address the affordability. Productivity in this country is stagnant. Per capita GDP is the same as it was 10 years ago when this government took office. So how will you possibly achieve your housing goals in this environment where wages are stuck and costs are too high?
Through the chair, well, we have quite an array of challenges. Certainly the global economic conditions, the tariff impacts complicate matters right now for the housing market. We know what we can deliver in terms of government support on non-market housing, and that's Build Canada Homes' big mission right now with $13 billion dedicated to focusing on non-market. This new first-time homebuyers GST break is a targeted approach on the market side that, again, will affect up to 47,000 homes. Hopefully that makes a big impact. We're also going to be reducing development charges in markets across the country to help bring down the cost of development.
Okay, let's talk about development charges. As Mayor of Vancouver, development charges went up, it looks like about 330% during your tenure as mayor. So when did you come to the realization that development charges contribute to the crisis of affordability?
So development charges are very different across the country. Vancouver is unique from many other markets in Canada in that the price of market housing is much higher than the cost side. So in order for the city to pay for the housing infrastructure, which is necessary to build the housing, recouping some of that cost through development charges was a strategy. Otherwise, that whole extra margin would go to developers.
So when you were mayor, it was something that you just had to do, and now that you're the minister for housing, it's a problem.
The challenges now across the country are that development charges have increased in several markets. Some parts of Canada do not have development charges.
Are there any cities higher than Vancouver?
Vancouver has been at the high end, particularly because the prices are higher. So if the development charges didn't make up that difference, if the development charges didn't make up that difference, all of that cash would go to developers. So the city's approach was to capture some of that gap between the market price and the cost to build
does this bill
community investment.
You said that your government is going to reduce development charges. Is there anything in C4 that will accomplish that?
No, that's an additional measure. Again, C4 is focused on first-time homebuyers and cutting GST. We have a number of other measures, and decreasing the cost of development is one of those that we're working on.
So the carbon tax, the consumer carbon tax is removed in this bill, but the industrial one remains. Does the industrial carbon tax contribute to the cost of housing material?
I can't speak to that as the housing minister. I don't think it's related to the affordability
well, we
challenges
had testimony
Thank
to
you,
that
Mr.
effect
Kelly,
earlier in
and
this
thank
study.
you, Minister. That concludes the time for this round.